Personal, yeah, deal with mine.
If. Or not.
Everything's slow this morning. I was having problems trying to get internet on my computer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Okay. We're going to call this September 16th meeting of the Riley County Commission to order. Please, everybody join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, halfway through September already.
Something remind me.
Yeah. Things are just cruising along, it seems like.
Yeah.
So what about the cats Friday night?
Yeah.
Nice to see.
It sounded like the, at least some TV, I don't know, you went, didn't you?
I did go.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I was the only one that didn't. Sounded like it was pretty electric, the crowd and everything.
Oh, it was crazy.
I was in, well, comments, I was in the top row, Brett, we just,
Yeah.
but they're up there, so loud we couldn't hear each other talk.
Yeah, it was, even the announcers on there was like, it's a little loud, a little, yeah.
I mean, they touted it as a non-conference game, which it was, but it's still a now conference opponent and a top 20 conference opponent. So yeah, what'd they expect?
Yeah, we're starting to find out that West Coast teams don't really know how to play football.
Oh,
Well, they said Pac-12, just not quite as physical. And they're learning, it was BYU that said their first year.
Yeah.
They made a comment, said, yeah, we learned something the first year
Yeah,
playing last year.
must be the same with UCF too.
Different type of football.
Anyway. Just good to see we're 3-0. It's been a while.
Mhm.
Let's hope we keep it up. If Oklahoma State can get past Utah, we can get past BYU. It'll be a top 10 matchup. It might be a
big game.
yeah, it might be a game day type of stop, maybe. We'll see.
And then it's a month before we have another home game.
Right.
Really?
yeah,
We got 2 away games and a bye week.
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
So it'll get interesting. It's conference time now, so it'll get interesting.
I guess I have to stream something and pay for it.
Yeah.
What is it on ESPN?
No, till the time.
yeah,
Till the
I know.
week before.
I don't know.
This weekend,
It's on. Isn't it on Fox?
it's
Yeah.
on one of the main.
Yeah, it's on one of the main ones. It's not, but it's at 9:30.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna stay up much. Well, it was late enough Saturday night.
You gotta get used to that with these West Coast teams now.
Oh, yes.
We play on the road, we'll be playing at night.
There's stuff on the radio because K-State's late game and then on Sunday night.
Oh, the Chiefs play.
Chiefs play
Falcons.
the Sunday night
Yeah,
game.
I think they play the Falcons. So take lots of naps.
So he said next Monday will be a
A lot of people will be calling in. All right, well, let's move on to some public comments this morning. Anybody have any public comments? Anything public?
Well, I do.
Should have closed it. Should have never opened it.
Doesn't look like any commissioner.
Should have just closed it before I started.
Commissioners, I'd like to ask for 2 executive sessions, one at 9:15 and one as the last item on the agenda after the 9:15.
After,
I make a motion to add 2 executive sessions. to the
I would-
agenda.
I would second that.
Been moved and seconded to add 2 executive sessions to this morning's journal agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, if nothing else from the public, I'll close it off before we get into more trouble. And move on to commissioner comment. Commissioner Hammond.
Okay. Well, Thursday afternoon, I met about the WIC program. After my dumb questions when she was here recently, I thought I needed to learn more. She explained all that WIC does and how the funding works and stuff. And also WIC covers a lot more than I realized. And I would say I got a good education. I appreciate her taking the time to go over it and explain it to me. And then, as we've said, Friday night, it was the K-State game. was that top level press box, which is open, and even up there, the crowd is so loud, we couldn't hear each other talk half the time. And the speed show Dylan Edward puts on was shows why he wanted him here so bad. He took off and wow.
Yeah. It was amazing.
That play reminds me of, it reminds me of a couple of runs his dad made when he was here. Just being able to get out, just being able to get out in the open there, the left or
He
the
got
right.
up in
just
the
go.
open, there wasn't,
Yeah,
nobody
you
had a
weren't catching
chance.
That one big offensive tackle was what did his best.
He was struggling. That's what I got.
Okay, let's see. Well, Thursday afternoon, I had my flu shot and my COVID shots at my doctor's office, so they are out. Didn't have any side effects except for 2 sore arms over the weekend. Yeah, everybody kept banging me on the arm, but anyway, Friday morning, I went to the KSU radio tower event. Well attended, and the speaker spoke to the history of radio at Kansas State and the towers that are still located west of Nichols Hall. The history included, excuse me, a really interesting theatrical presentation on how the radio was started with the help of the infamous Dr. John Brinkley of Milford. If you don't know the story, you ought to look it up.
Doctor.
Yeah. Then they had a, reception afterwards with donuts and that kind of thing. I did run into the head of the State Historical Society, Katrina Ringler, and I had never met her in person, so we had a good conversation. So later that afternoon, I stopped at the county attorney's office and met the assistant Raleigh County attorney, Christina Trocek. Friday night, I attended the K-State football game. Late night, by the time I got home and to bed, you get all charged up and then it's hard to go to sleep. So game was another sellout crowd with over 52,000. I don't remember the exact number of people. It was also Harley night, which is always fun.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite.
That is my favorite night.
Yeah.
Oh, the smell of
And
fumes. Start pregame. Yeah.
so Saturday, I just caught up on house cleaning and yard work, which I put off all week. So anyway, that's all I have.
Okay, well, as for me, Thursday post meeting, I had the first meeting of the NACO's Veterans and Military Services Committee, serving as vice chair this year. Our chair, Sid Conklin, he is a commissioner from Randolph County, Missouri, kind of up in the very north central part of the state, but glad to have a neighbor on board this year for a change. So yeah, he gave a few opening remarks and some just individual comments on some things that he's working on behalf of the committee. Kind of went through a little bit of the welcome packet and some of the things that we want to kind of focus and vision on for the entire year. We spoke about it in our chairs meeting last month, but kind of went through it with the entire committee. There's a total of 156 on this committee. 56 were actually in attendance on Thursday, which was pretty good. Rachel Mackey, who's been our legislative assistant for the last year, she's been there for 3 years. I've only been on this my second. She's actually going to be departing. She's taking a different job with another private government relations group. So she will have somebody new following up with us next month. But post all that, our guest speaker for the month was Steve Gonzalez. He's the Deputy Staff Director for the House Committee on Veterans Affairs on the majority side. He gave us an update on everything that they're working on the House Veterans Committee. A lot of things are kind of in flux right now because of funding, elections. Well, you can probably figure it all out. So Rachel then gave us an update, a legislative update on government funding, some things on VA dental benefits. Still trying to work on getting pieces of the PAC Act implemented and in place, and just trying to figure out what all those components are like. And then starting to discuss Operation Greenlight already. That'll be in November once again, 3rd year for that. So we'll get with our team here and see what we can do maybe a little bit differently and a little bit better than we've done the last 2 years as well. So that was pretty much We had a little bit of a Q&A, I guess, afterwards too. Some people discussed some things of some concern. Legitimate stuff, took up the full hour. Friday morning, speaking of the WIC program, I was actually over there to give some introductions and welcome a group from the nation of Colombia. They came over to look at our program and see the things that we're doing and how we're working on that and see if they can incorporate some of those things back in the nation of Colombia. So there were some people from their Foreign Ministry of Health, their Foreign Ministry of Commerce, and their IMVIMA, which is basically their nation's equivalent to the FDA here. So they would work closely with certain departments on site there in the country to do that. So really good learning experience. You had to have a couple of interpreters, as you can probably imagine. So we worked through them, but a very gracious group of people, and they were very, very pleased to be here and very, very happy. We also had some people from the USDA Foreign Agricultural Service, as well as the USD Food and Nutrition Service, as well as 3 people from the Department of Health and Environment here in Kansas. And we had 2 people from the University of Tennessee that actually worked with the USDA to put all this together. And I really didn't get a clear picture as to why they chose here necessarily, but not complaining about it. I think we did a very, very good job. And I give Kaylin and her staff big props for that. We took a group photo. Let's see, what else did we do here? We took a clinic tour of the entire department, had a mock client visit that was set up. And we also had quite a few questions, as you can probably imagine, both during each one of those segments. And then we also drove over to Dillon's West and viewed certain places there, like the children's aisle there, the infant and children's aisle, the bread aisle, the produce aisle, milk and dairy, just showing you how all the WIC tags and stuff work with that and how it kind of coincides with the app and everything else. And pretty good, took up a pretty good portion of the morning, and it came away pretty impressed. Got a good group of people, really did. Saturday, afternoon, I headed over to Ogden for their fall festival. Checked out the parade, checked out all the vendors. They had a large amount of vendors this year. I'd say I feel like they almost doubled in size from last year. I mean, it was just kind of everybody just kind of found a spot and kind of plucked in there on the I guess city park grounds there. They had some live music and entertainment, lots of food vendors. Pretty good day. Last year it was like 8,000 degrees, so it wasn't the best. This year was pretty cool and overcast, so it was really nice. Lots more people, and everybody seemed to be enjoying themselves. And of course, Friday night I watched the game. Came away pretty happy. Sounded like, as Greg said, crowd was lively, and so was the team. Just got to keep up that momentum moving forward. So, and rest of the weekend just kind of spent at home hanging out. Watched a little football yesterday. Fantasy league isn't starting off very well, much as my Jaguars aren't starting off very well, but I guess the Chiefs are 2-0, so there's that, right? So with that's all I've got this morning.
Ready for business, commissioners?
Yeah.
Just have one item, Riley County Employee Action Forms, Vaughn Powell for retirement, commercial pesticide applicator, noxious weed household hazardous waste department. Separation of service, Jeannie Brown, new hire, temporary election day worker, elections department, Laura Miller, new hire, temporary election day worker, and Brandon Martin, new hire, temporary election worker. All 3, please sign. Who did Georgia struggle with? I just heard Georgia struggled.
Kentucky.
Yeah. Yeah. I was watching that game too.
Missouri struggled too.
SEC, I mean, they've got
Except they're all the top.
7 of the
Still
10 or
top.
something are all, yeah. I tell you, Texas isn't short on quarterbacks, that's for sure. I'm not so for sure they're gonna have a controversy here moving
They
forward.
just play one.
No, they ended up playing 2 because Quinn Ewers got injured and they brought in Arch Manning and it was just like, whoa.
Oh, did he do good?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'll get them
Oh, I
talking
know.
because they've been talking already without even seeing him do
Uh-huh.
anything.
Well, he played, I think he played 3 series towards the end of the Michigan game or something the week before.
Yeah.
And looked pretty good, but
5 touchdowns.
yeah,
You got some time this time to really run it, huh?
yeah, he can run, unlike his uncles. Takes after his grandfather a little bit more on that one, I think.
Hence the name.
Yeah.
Archie 1 and Archie 2.
Yeah, genetics don't mean anything.
That family, I think it does. Craziest thing is his dad was the one that was supposed to be the best out of the bunch, but got some kind of an infection or disease or something and couldn't play.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Connor,
Yeah, the-
I think it's Connor.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember his name, but yeah, he is.
He's the older, he's older than Peyton too, so he would have been first. But yeah.
You commissioners, any changes to the minutes?
Okay, I would make a motion to approve the minutes from the September 12th meeting.
Second.
Then moved and seconded to approve the minutes as written from the September 12th meeting in Riley County Commission. All in favor?
Aye.
Have a tentative agenda slip, commissioners.
The 2 regular meetings look pretty tentative. The other one doesn't.
Remember, we have the Good Morning Manhattan on Thursday.
Right.
And then any items for next week's press conference? Okay, next commissioners, you have Elizabeth Ward at 9 o'clock.
These are your pictures from.
Oh, okay.
Everything over the, guess that baby.
Okay.
Sure. These are all got. So we look.
They're all mine.
All right, I didn't know for sure if
I
like.
don't remember giving that. Oh, maybe I'll.
That's cute.
And
Well, you would have guessed that
they
one.
have
Oh,
upstairs.
okay, maybe
This
we'll
was-
get mine.
this one's the one they guessed.
Next.
Oh,
That's really cute. What is
They were
that,
like-
a frame?
They used to
State
go.
to state, yeah.
Huh?
There were quite a
Had a
few.
bigger
that
picture,
they
that's
were
the only one I can
like
find.
That's the only one.
that.
I
Yeah,
had to
make
dig out
sure
a
what
bunch
the
of
hell
photo
that-
albums and try to find something and
We've got some of my mom's old stuff around.
God, these albums all over the
I'll
shore.
get is older now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of how life works, John.
Well, then something happens.
I was gonna say the alternative is great.
He was playing on K-State, so.
Oh, okay.
K-State, sure.
These are all early
I don't
games.
think my folks even knew there was a college.
Catch 22. When
We're struggling so much.
everything snowed,
Work.
died on the mission.
Plus,
And somebody said,
My grandpa
somebody said, well, he was so
in the
old.
depression.
Well, my parents did.
When they, no, he was a K-State. Had,
He'll never get any older.
had 2.
Never getting older, oh my God.
Graduated in 33.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, I guess not, that's so harsh.
6 years, they took time off to go back and
Yeah.
help dad on the farm.
so I need to get with Amy and figure out how to
He had
get
2 kids.
lunch, I guess.
He had 2 kids.
Yeah.
Before he graduated.
100%, you looked out there, small office.
Kind of did, didn't I? I was telling Kelsey up at Real Op Nutrition that as a matter of fact, I said, we only have to do
Yeah.
4 or 5
Down
for myself, I guess.
Yeah,
South
if they're
of
fully
Topeka.
staffed, it'd be 5, I think they go
Oh, okay.
for right now.
a couple of hours.
Oh,
Come down to the Yates Center.
Might be
well,
out.
they
if
went
get
through a
roles,
lot.
Might be better.
Yeah. Well,
More than, I think some people think we have. it.
Yeah.
We try to do it on Friday afternoon.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, my grandfather lost all this. Only thing I could get out of it, was playing.
She's 1 foot in front of the
I
other.
know, and I asked the cousin, like, one of the few that's still alive, but
She kind of glared at me after I talked to you.
I'm sure she did. And then I called her and she ignored me.
She didn't know what that meant.
I had talked to her already earlier
I thought
in the morning.
I heard somebody in there.
Yeah.
Huh?
I thought I heard
But
somebody
the
in there
banks
too.
were
I'm talking to
they
her.
had like.
I talked to her first thing this morning before you got here today,
You know, she didn't feel great.
That's what she said. She said, as a matter of fact, she said you were giving her a hard time.
Well, I was trying to get her to, first of all, not go, do it virtually.
didn't have it much, but
Then I,
Lost what they did.
she drove, and I said, well, at the very least, I'll drive.
Yeah.
She was
My dad
fine.
was
Then one day it was
5
worse.
years old,
You could do
needed
it virtually
surgery.
from here, like it just, you're
couldn't afford the hospital.
miserable.
Well, that's what she said. She said she might do that, but obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's stubborn.
Carrying kind of.
I could make a comment, but I won't. Clancy and I both have a comment.
Yeah, she's stubborn.
The thing is, Lindsay, she's quietly stubborn, so other people don't realize it.
With that surgery, wait a minute.
She just looks at you and doesn't agree or disagree and continues to do what she wants to do.
That's fair.
It's a different kind of stubborn.
That's fair.
Well, and that's what my mom was born. There's a lady here. Town that had.
Between her and my
I've got the
6-year-old, those are
address.
two people I will never be able to convince once they decide.
Born house. Or here. This lady ran a 40 house for.
I never decided for this time before you go to the hospital, 2 younger brothers. They made me sick.
We went there, the doctor came in there, the baby, the mom, and baby.
And truthfully, if you met my family, I'd be the quieter one, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I asked.
Of your
Sarah
family?
Collins about her, and she.
You'd be the quieter one?
Did you?
I'm calling.
I don't think
So
you
they
quite
took the
imagine
baby
that.
isolated from the mother until.
No, I mean, they were both, I mean,
Mhm.
yeah. She
They
was.
are rednecks, like rednecks, wonderfully.
At her house.
Somebody would do it, but she was sick.
We had a speaker.
Girl, my mom,
That they lost friends. He was a music speaker and he was a cowboy, he was a bull rider and
all of them were delivered.
like a state football player and I mean, big athlete. And
I lived
he,
there.
got his vertebrae crushed in that thing and he was this backstory. And it was, he was very good, but very cowboy from Oklahoma. And he kept saying redneck and the HR people were. I'm like, you know, and spent a lot of time outside and stuff. He just did little minutes.
There were a lot of it.
I met him, talked to him, he was really nice, genuine, just stereotypical cowboy. All the good things. And he could do an amazing turkey
Huh?
call.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was his icebreaker. Show us his turkey call.
Oh, yes, and the lottery winner this week again was Mr. Holman. I have had one commissioner suggest that next time I negate his score from pool.
Yeah, that was fake.
I just need one more commissioner.
See, Van.
Wasn't it like 3 years ago, you basically were cheating and having Craig give you all the scores and then.
I'm probably coming from Bryant. You got a good point where he's calling Craig.
Cheating or listening to wise advice.
Yeah.
You damn attorneys, I swear.
That's what I thought. I thought he was undermined, but.
Mhm. Yeah, you were the next one.
It's, I wasn't too far off, but I thought he was, that's under.
He
I
beat you by
expect
4
a lot.
points.
I expected 11 points.
I knew he had just a few under.
I was not close.
Greg, you were done in by the Price is Right strategy,
No, yeah.
which I decided I was gonna do before it ever got to me.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, okay.
And it's ironic too, how, you know, Bob Barker just passed away not too long ago.
I had nothing to do with it.
Only made it to 99, and he made it to the full dollar.
Made it to 99, huh?
Plus a starring role in Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
think that's.
It
Yeah, I
was.
remember that.
Yeah, he wasn't that happy. He got crazy.
I'd call him stubborn.
So, I mean, you whacked the guy over the head with the golf club multiple times. That's a little more than stubborn, I feel.
My background is defense.
Although in his defense, that wasn't him, that was a body double.
This will age me probably, but we went and saw the Righteous Brothers last night. It was amazing. That man is 83 years old. And he still has this like just deep, amazing, genuine voice. It was so good.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh, it's nice when they don't disappoint.
yeah, it's great.
Or they change theirs.
Well, could be worse. He could be Keith Richards. He's like 312.
Oh my gosh, I know. And still, his concerts are crazy.
I know.
So much energy. I mean, that's.
Somebody says if you choose to smoke cigarettes, you're just adding 7 minutes to Keith Richards' life for each one.
Something is, he's got so much energy. Oh my gosh.
But he looks so
Yeah.
That he does not.
Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say, I don't know about that,
I
but
feel like he looks the same as he did last 40 years.
Yeah, you can
He's
tell.
always been skinny and wiry and,
on the verge of death.
well, I mean, truthfully.
I mean, it always looked like he was off the way.
Yeah,
there was one maybe 10-year period in the late 60s, maybe early 70s where he might have looked normal again. He just aged and he's been there for like 40 years. Or sorry, 380.
no, I feel like my impression is he lived every one of those years, so.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
Lived it to the
got the
max.
most out of this year.
I wonder if he knows how.
yeah, right. Mm.
Don, did you see any recap from the Nebraska game? You did.
No,
How'd they do? I did not hear how they
it
did.
actually didn't.
They did great, yeah.
Who'd they play?
You have.
Yeah, junior college?
Yeah, actually,
Come on, top one.
What was the score?
Gosh, I don't even know. I know they scored every quarter. I think it was 21-3 or 20. I think it may have been 21-3. You got somebody here. Is this Russell Sticky entered the waiting room?
Russell? Go breaking thing.
We just don't touch it quite right.
don't worry, I Clancy, he'll fix it.
I'm available.
You got a minute to want to fix one.
Yeah, Coach Kleiman said, I don't know if I can stay up that late.
Yeah, right.
K-State plays at 9:30 Saturday PM.
But that would be on, um, Mountain Time, right? Or-
No, that's our time.
That's our time.
Is that our-
9:30
okay.
Central
Yeah.
time is when.
That's
they
why we play so late, because that goes back to Mountain Time and they start at 6:30.
Yeah, there's six,
Is
yeah,
that just for,
but our time is, I'm thinking about.
Television
when they're
runs
gonna be
everything.
there. They're gonna be there at 6:30.
Or money runs everything.
we're gonna go to the volleyball game on Sunday. I think Elijah's gonna get a free finger, which he's really excited.
I know K-State football needs to start
He
recruiting
loves that.
professional volleyball players for wide receiver.
Yep.
That guy was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a top 10. Yeah, yeah, top pick for sure. Go ahead.
All right, good morning, Commissioners. Elizabeth Warren, Human Resources Director, and I am here to discuss request that was made by one of the commissioners, and then I've done a little research and looked into and talked to the department heads, and so kind of just a whole discussion about possibility of having a department head so a different type of notification for when they're on leave. And so right now, as you guys know, they are sending you and CCing me an email to let you know when they're gone for an extended period of time, which basically I've said, okay, well, if it's the majority of the week, is how we've defined that. And that it's working great, except it's a little bit difficult if people email you in 2 weeks, 3 weeks earlier, and then remember today they're out. So we were asked to find another way, and the suggestion was possibly a shared calendar, like a shared Outlook calendar, in which we can physically do. But after we talked about it with the department heads and with Corey, we actually already have this software in place through Paylocity. And so right now, all the department heads, as far as the hierarchy goes, fall under me to approve on your behalf their leave. And you could all have access to that. So you'd have to log into Paylocity and look and see, but it is a calendar view. Let me show you what it looks like. Kind of like this. This is a past one, so no confidential information, but you can see who is out on which days and when. Might be a little bit better in some aspects than the email. First of all, obviously it's present, it's today, but also it'll just show the day, which if you're trying to, even if they're not gone for, a week and you're trying to stop by and talk to them, you'll see, okay, well, they're out today. The thing that I think is a drawback that I'm not sure if they want or not, but you won't be able to see if they're just at another meeting or, at a different office or out in the field. They still could not be in office potentially, but you know that if they weren't there for the day.
Well, yeah.
It was a
That's how
conversation
keep
with the
that.
department heads, because, they
I
still
know, they're
might not
gone.
be in their office. Yeah.
Right, yeah, they're not guaranteed, but we know they're not gonna be here. No, it's
Yeah, you
not.
know that,
That's-
yeah. Yeah, and there's other times when, they might take an afternoon or a couple hours in the morning or something, but this would at least give you the days that they are planning on getting off. I know you all have a login to Paylocity, and I think at some point you were all in. I know John and Catherine, I know you've been into Paylocity. I don't know, Greg, have you?
I have, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't go in hardly. I very rarely go in.
It's not the easiest app to
No.
kind of work in and
They
out
always
of.
ask for
I'm
this.
sorry, but
Well, and so, that is one thing. You do have to go, so you would have to go over here. There's a little just like this hamburger, drop down and go to time cards. Time and attendance, and then you can go and see this calendar.
it takes 8 steps to get to it.
Well, it would take a
I'm
log.
exaggerating a little bit,
yeah,
but I mean,
Yeah,
by the time you log in, you get to your personal information, you get to the dashboard.
I'm my password.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then you also have to have a company ID.
Yeah, all that
Part of
stuff.
that.
Yeah,
but
it's,
It saves,
I never go in there.
saves that.
It'll save that,
It's
yeah,
too much.
the company ID will save that, yeah. So the other options are, this already exists and it doesn't take any extra time from either the department heads or from human resources to create a secondary resource. The first suggestion was kind of a shared Outlook calendar, which will take some maintenance, right? It'll take the department heads then putting that into a second step or potentially HR checking it. And you'd still have to go in and open a different calendar, it wouldn't just populate on your. Obviously, we can still stay with the emails. And we're open to talking about other ideas. Those are just the ones that we've currently had.
and now we're talking about extended leave, not like a day or 2 days. This is extended leave.
Well,
It's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, right now is extended leave, right? If you had access to this calendar, you'd be able to just see when they're off
yeah.
all the time. And so like, for example, this is 2 months ago, but you can see like Russell had the 5th off. Well, the 5th of June. So you can see he just had that just a short period of time.
That wasn't.
Or is that, I'm sorry, I can't read. Sorry, that's
Yeah,
Heather.
yeah.
Heather Richard.
And she's not a department person, that's not.
Look at a screen right in front of you.
Yeah, but like, that does not.
Gotta remember that Nebraska doesn't stand for knowledge.
Well, it didn't stand for, that's a long ways away. So on the 12th, Clancy had 4 hours off. You can see that.
Yeah.
David on the 14th, things like that.
But this is also showing non-department heads.
Well, so right now it's showing everyone that falls under me, which would include the health department at this point. This schedule right now will include the health department.
We could set it up so you would just see department heads
Oh.
as your group.
That would be.
Can we just get a monthly email that says who's off for the month or?
I'm
some
fine
form?
with the email, to be honest with you, it's fine with
Just
me.
something simple.
The current email?
Yeah,
Oh.
just them emailing us saying we're gonna be gone from
You
this date.
remember
to
they're gonna
date.
be gone in 3 weeks.
I can write it
Yeah.
down.
I don't know, I like this. It's,
You like this?
Yeah.
The Paylocity?
It doesn't really require you all to have action on it. You can have access to this. I mean, we can set you up to have access to this.
okay.
So Catherine, just to, I mean, obviously, we can keep doing what we're doing. There's no glitch in that, but for you to have a monthly email, I mean. I don't know exactly how that would work, because they come in at all different days. Right?
Okay.
And so not everybody would be at the first, would have their whole month set out.
Yeah.
And it would also take HR then managing leave outside of
Okay.
this, which is another time constraint. Obviously not impossible, but it'd be pretty fluid. So I mean, I think as far as if you want it in an email format, my thought off the cuff is it's best to just keep the department heads telling you when they have an extended period of time. It's one email. There is no reason one of you or two of you can't have access to this calendar. It's no extra, there's no extra setup for this. But I do want to kind of have consensus or a direction of where you want to go. If you still want emails, if you all three want this, if you want something different.
I'd still just prefer email at this point in time. I don't get into Paylocity very often and. I guess if you're just setting it up with department heads, I guess that'd be a little easier in trying to read through all this, but. I can deal with it through emails.
Yeah, to me, it's too hard to get into. If we just had a specific app that would get us directly to it, it'd be great. I don't know if that's possible,
Well, I mean,
without having to go through 2 or 3 different kinds of things.
yeah, I mean, I don't think that's gonna be possible, because even if we do the Outlook, you're gonna have to open up that other calendar.
Okay.
You know, I mean, it doesn't have to be complicated, and I can easily show you. I mean, you literally just, you just log in and you go to the time calendar. It's not 8 or 6, 10 steps, but either way, so the two ideas that we have are the Outlook calendar, which you have to go in and open the Outlook calendar, or the Paylocity, or just having the emails.
How many steps does it take to get, how many clicks does it take to get to the calendar for just the commissioners for department heads?
It should take 3.
3.
So log in, time and attendance, calendar.
So Commissioner McKinley seemed favorable to use this system. I mean, it'd be pretty easy for staff to give you a step-by-step page to
Oh,
follow
yeah.
each time temporarily, just to see if it works
Yeah.
okay, just
Yeah.
to see if it works okay
Yeah.
And
as
truthfully.
a test run.
Truthfully, I mean, you
Yeah.
can all have access and you can use it or not use it. I mean, that's not, it's not any extra or security issue or
You
anything
can
like
still do
that.
other things you want, but this would be available. All you
Yeah.
have to do is allow us access to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, if we want to see a certain person, then we click on it and see if they're around.
and we can, I mean, it's okay to have more than one. I just don't want you to have something you want, like you want something and we're not doing it. So if like you want to keep getting the emails and have Paylocity,
Yeah.
we can do that.
I think that's good.
Fair enough.
Is that okay with the board?
Yeah. You give us a step-by-step guide.
Yeah, yeah.
It might be easier.
3 clicks isn't too bad
Yeah.
in a
No,
system
it
like
really
this.
shouldn't be bad. If you can do it, very easy with the pictures and see, yeah.
And the thing with it, you can, a lot of times, most difficult parts are username and password. You
Oh,
get into
yeah.
a system and a lot of them autofill now, like mine autofills now, so you just get right in with one click, so.
Until they change it.
Until it blocks it again.
Speaking of blocks, can we talk about those?
Yeah. Need to have an executive session core.
Okay, so what I understand is you still want department heads to email you if they're gonna be gone extended period of time. And we'll go ahead and give all 3 of you access to this
Okay.
and the instructions. If you need a password reset, or if you need us just to come down and, walk through the first time, that'll be fine too. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Sounds good.
All right, thank you very much.
But I've got the password somewhere.
I don't know where,
Mine's in my password book that's about 100 and something strong now.
yeah, I have one at home and then I have a file here, but that's not very.
Well, if
secure.
you let us know, we can just push you a reset password, so you can just.
See, I've got, because I've been into it.
Yeah. I thought all 3 of you had.
I have to admit, I don't use it very often.
Well, and you don't have a reason to necessarily be in your positions.
No. I hate computers anyway.
John loves them.
I really got mad at mine this morning.
Oh, we need it.
Not this one, and my personal.
I thought there was a bounce on the floor, but.
Oh, gosh.
That was actually my bag for this one.
And now if we can get one window,
If she's ever.
now if we could get an emergency replacement on the window now.
Well, that's one way to get them fixed.
You keep throwing laptops through them.
I think would not.
I've never thrown anything through a window, I have to admit. Never been that bad. It can happen,
Well, it's one way to get the windows fixed in a real hurry.
I guess.
I didn't think about that.
No, John.
Next, commissioners, you have executive session at 9:15. Man, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I really disconnected that, brought it in, and it would not do anything. It's 4 years old, but geez.
Yeah. It could be.
No, actually, this one's been good.
What's that?
This one's been pretty good.
Good.
I like it better than the old one I had. It just set up a little bit better for me. I don't want that.
You just pass it.
Pass, keep, don't want to keep passing. Really, 15 minutes, I mean.
First one's just with you and the board, right, Clancy? Yeah.
Full time.
You know how long the last one will be?
No, I'm thinking maybe 20 minutes.
You know, I'm just asking, no big deal.
Yeah. I think that's reasonable.
It was warm this morning starting out compared to how it has been.
It's gonna be warm all week until, well, I don't know, there's chances for
Man, I hope we get some.
storms off and on, but
My road is like a dust bowl because they decided to grade it when it had been so dry. And so they stirred up all the rock and dug up. And so it is just like a dust bowl. Ugh. I don't even attempt to wash my truck for a couple weeks now. I really need the rain.
it is dusty. I haven't washed mine in a while too. There's a layer of dust on it. You just see it.
Fun insulating house yesterday, and that's what I get to do tonight. Oh, I hate insulating.
Yeah, blow in the ceiling.
We're putting bats in the walls and bats on the ceiling, then we'll cover it with blown in
Oh.
on top of the bats after the drywall's up.
Blow in, just seal, you know,
Mhm, it does, it covers everything good.
what's that foam blow in, really?
Yeah, well, they say it can cause some issues too, though, with moisture and stuff too, because it
Good.
holds can't. That's what those old Don Krugel had told me years ago, because that's who I did drywall with.
Oh, yeah.
Growing up in college, was DNR construction. He said a house has to breathe. I mean, you don't want a
Yeah.
house airtight. A house has to breathe.
It's true.
That's different.
Right.
Logo or something?
Yeah, you'll be right.
I should put a logo on there.
Uh-huh.
This is.
That's what it is. I've seen that before.
Dresses them up a bit.
And what I liked about putting bats down first before blowing in, if you ever have to do a repair and you cut a hole, it don't all fall down through, you know, so it's kind of nice to have that there. And that's what I prefer to do is bats and then put, 6, 8 inches, however much you need on top of it when you blow it in. And
That's what I did at my house. Glue in on top of it.
yeah, that's what we did on our house as well.
Okay. I move the county commission, including Chairman Ford, Vice Chairman McKinley, and Commissioner Foki, recess into executive session on potential litigation with Clancy Holman, County Councilor, Attorney for the Commission, which we deem privileged in the attorney-client relationship, an exception to the Kansas Open Meeting Act. Open meeting to resume in the County Commission chamber at 9:30 a.m.
I would second that.
It's been moved and seconded that the county commission recess into executive session with Chairman Ford, Vice Chairman McKinley, and Commissioner Foki on potential litigation with Clancy Holman, County Councilor, Attorney for the Commission, which would be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship and exceptions to the Kansas Open Meetings Act. And the commission meeting to resume in the commission chamber at 9:30 a.m. All in favor?
Aye.
versus anything else.
True, true.
I move the Board of County Commissioners come out of executive session.
I would second that.
Been moved and seconded, the Board of County Commissioners come out of executive session, all in favor?
Uh,
I move the record reflect action shall be taken consistent with the consensus reached in executive session.
I would second that.
Been moved and seconded that the record reflect action shall be taken consistent with the consensus reached in executive session, all in favor?
Thank you, Commissioner. That's all I have.
Have that one back.
Time for press conference.
Yes. And I thought I saw it in there.
Morning, Evan McMillan, Public Works. Just wanted to give notice that the structural replacement on the side of road will be starting this next Monday. It's expected to last about a week, should be finished up by Friday, September 27th. During the project, the side will be closed to through traffic during construction from Green Randolph Road north to the intersection of Pleasant Hill. Thank you.
Thank you, Evan. Next commissioner, you have Shiloh Hager at 9:35. Morning, Shiloh. Thanks, sir.
Yeah. But she graduated with a position that she's in college. As a-
Road.
In Grover,
Yeah, road.
but in Chapman. Yeah, that's.
Is there, you look, is there?
I know I haven't looked, but like, is that one?
Bless you. It'll be warm this week. 95 Thursday
Yeah.
Good.
Storms Thursday night and then back in the 70s, we might.
for the weekend. Yeah, I look forward to that. And the rain, I hope.
I was saying maybe tomorrow, it might rain.
Yeah, there's a chance.
Looked like it this morning. Sky was starting.
I think it may stay south for this.
Let it go there.
Okay, go ahead, Shiloh.
Good morning, Commissioners. Shiloh Hager, Rather County Treasurer, with August revenue figures. So we'll start off with the general fund. We ended the month of August with a balance in the general fund of $13,822,479. We have currently in the disaster fund or the ARPA funds, $11,694,442. Total fund balances as of the end of August, $84,287,381. I'm ready for fall. if you can't
Yeah,
tell.
I see, I'm
Things
I'm right
cool
there
a
with
little
you.
bit.
October's fine with me.
Here looking at our assets, 58.8 million in our checking account. This ARPA matches what's in the disaster fund. Currently we have CDs, investments of 13,577,000 through the end of August. Our investment income, the net interest to the county general fund is $2,284,854 of the amount that we have budgeted was $2 million. There is going to still be one more transfer out of county general into these various accounts, CIP, E911, that'll happen the 1st of October. So that number will go down a little bit, but obviously there's still 4 more months of interest that will be going into that fund. So we're definitely going to come in over what was budgeted for this year. Interest year to date in the ARPA fund is $470,799. The checking account is still earning an interest rate of 5.48%. And we are, we received on one of our CDs in the month of August, 5.26% for one of our investments in the month of August. Like I said, I'm still trying to lock in some more funds into those CDs while these rates are still higher or where they're at right
How
now.
long?
They're
CDs, yeah.
for a
1
year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So I've got almost $2 million that'll mature every single month. Right now is how I've got those laddered. Okay. All right, general fund revenue for the month of August. Total revenue was $865,508. This transfer in represents the some of the funds that were transferred from the tax sale. Any overpay or the pre-redemption costs and that kind of thing was transferred. That's what that transfer in represents. You can see here what was budgeted for the month of August was $586,000. And year to date for the month of August, we are 5.67% over what was budgeted year to date through August. And a lot of that investment income, sales tax came in over budget. EMS came in over what was budgeted for the month. And then year to date, we've collected 90.81% of total revenues for 2024 in the general fund. Sales tax, so the amount that the county gets to retain of sales tax in the general sales tax account was $193,612.81. You can see it's about 3.81% lower than what it was in August of 23. Still 16% over what was budgeted for the month. And year to date, we're 8.39% over what we have budgeted sales tax revenue. The road and bridge fund, we received $221,097.24. Once again, about just under 5% lower than what we received in August of last year, 32.66% over what was budgeted for the month. of the $2 million, we've collected 19.69% of the road and bridge sales tax. We have total sales tax of just over 1.7 million in the road and bridge sales tax fund. And you can see here where the breakdowns are. And year to date, we're just under 1% lower than we were this time last year in the general fund sales tax, and 29.35% lower in the road and bridge. And here is the breakdown of what went to the small cities and what the county got to retain. And those, we're making that quarterly payment in September, will go to the small cities. Any questions about any of that this month? Okay. We will be doing our 4th tax disbursement at the end of this week. It's due on the 20th. And that will be all of the delinquent taxes that we collected here over the summer. And then we'll have one more tax distribution at the end of October, which can't believe we're saying this, but then that'll end our year, and we'll be ready to start rolling with the new year. I was gone last week at the KCTA Fall Conference in Topeka. We had some really good, education classes again. And then we heard from the state of Kansas, Kansas Highway Patrol, Special Investigative Services, got an update on some broad things that are going out there with vehicles. So always good to attend those and get up to speed on what's going on. Just to keep you up to date with how the new hours are going, wanted to inform you the month of August, we served 148 customers for the month of August between the hours of 7:30 and 8. So we're still getting quite a few people really enjoying that early morning hours. So just wanted to let you know how that's going. And other than that, things are just plugging away. Have any questions or? No?
No.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you
Shiloh.
very much. Have a great rest of your week.
You as well. Next commissioner, you have Evan McMillan at 9:50.
Evan, we'll proceed this. Maybe not. But my gosh.
Plays tonight, John.
The Eagles and. I forget.
Have you seen the Colts play? Are they as good as advertised?
No, they're not.
Oh, they're not.
They're really not.
Hmm.
Defense is down a little bit. Richardson isn't really getting the hang of it yet. Everybody in the AFC South other than Houston's 0-2.
No, really.
Yeah. Eagles and the Falcons? It's the Eagles and the Falcons.
Isn't.
Yeah, Eagles and the Falcons. In Philly.
Got done working elections a little after 5 on Friday. Just before that, got a call. Two health department employees, Tasha and another one, were coming back for a conference. They took county vehicle and the county vehicle died on them about Topeka.
Oh. Poor girls.
They called all in a panic, of course. And so we had this, Elizabeth went and got them, and I called and arranged for a record to bring our vehicle back. That was our Friday the 13th of it. Program for the elections here Thursday and Friday, so that's why we had to spend a lot of time this week. Last weekend, this week.
What do you think? Any predictions on what the turnout's gonna be? Any discussions on it?
It just doesn't seem like I'm hearing the enthusiasm I've heard in the past, and I said that when it was the original two, and then one party switched to another one, and I still haven't heard.
I don't
My
know for sure that
prediction-
we're gonna end up with the candidate on the other side that we have too, if they didn't get assassinated.
My
What
prediction
happened?
with when it was Biden and Trump was that I really predicted a record low turnout based on enthusiasm I was hearing. I'm still not hearing a lot, so I don't know. We'll see.
In Kansas, I don't know. The other places, probably a lot.
I'm looking at the swing states and hasn't really moved much, so I don't.
The reason why unaffiliated voters are going up at a faster pace than either parties.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead, Evan.
Morning, Evan McMillan, Public Works. As you all know, we're in the process of replacing the sewer system at University Park with the lagoon. We have currently been awarded a few grants and also have applied for a loan from the PDHE State Revolving Fund. State revolving fund typically allows for 30% with the timeline when we were able to submit this application. KDHE nominated it as a base priority project, which allows for up to 60% loan forgiveness. So in order to process the loan and kind of get it moving forward, KDHE needs to know the loan term that we want to select. They offer a 30-year loan term at or with an interest rate of 2.74% or a 20-year term at 2.35%. So at the bottom here, I give a breakdown of the cost to the end user. This would be the monthly payment if we get the full 60% forgiveness. That's with a 30-year versus the 20-year. The total payments here on the very right. The middle section here is assuming no forgiveness is offered by the state revolving fund, which doesn't seem likely. And then lastly here, that's just using a local bank for a loan and not using the state revolving fund. So UP currently has assessments through 2057 for the 2017 relining project. Something to keep in mind when they make this
When they
decision.
go through. How many years is that?
I think that was a 40-year. They used USDA.
Yeah, they're either 40 or 45. For some reason, 45 rings a bell to me. On
It
previous
was
ones
refined.
anyway, it's amazing how long it is. But
Wow.
when you do those water and lagoon systems, like they say, that new PVC pipe, the life expectancy of those is about 100 years on those
Yeah, they're-
anymore, because you kind of wonder paying on something that long. So, and then because like so many residents, it's multiple owners that are paying that. 'Cause a lot of times it's not one person living there that entire
Right,
time.
you know,
So,
every 45 years, none of us are gonna be here to see the end of it.
Wait a minute, where are we going?
I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Might not wanna mention it, but I know where I'm going.
We know where attorneys go too.
not Arizona, but close.
Climate's similar, yes.
So what
Sometime.
is the loan? What is it different? What is expected, I guess, total cost? How much loan will we get?
So the loan application was initially for 460,000. In the case that the project comes in above that, we need to either take a private bank loan or assess it directly to the users. That's how that would be handled.
But I just didn't know what costs we're looking at right now.
So they did mention that if we want to raise the amount for this loan, we could do another public meeting and public hearing. But as of right now, I think we're sitting pretty good as far as funds.
I was kind of thinking we were probably gonna have to do that by the time everything, by the
When
time the dust settles.
when do you find out whether it's forgiven? After the project's done? How-
I think we're kind of locked into a 60% loan forgiveness
Oh,
from
okay.
how I understand it, but
That's from the beginning. I didn't wait. I mean, from the beginning of the loan. they
Yes.
forgive it.
yeah.
I didn't know if you had to pay in a few years and then they came back or.
I believe. Temporary financing will give you the money up front, and then whenever you go to pay it back, you just pay back 40%. That's how I'm understanding it.
What are the end users, what are they expecting? 30 years, 20 years, or has there been any expectation from the homeowners?
You'd be resident here, so
Okay.
I'll be able to answer that.
Do you want me to step
Yeah.
up?
Yes, please.
Good morning, Sarah Dahl. I am a resident at 11103 Lakeview Drive, as well as the treasurer of the board for this year. We would like to see the 20-year, regardless of which one it ends up playing out as, given that we have 33 years left of our 2017 one that we're still paying for this, for a facility that's now obsolete and not functioning. So we would like to see the 20-year one.
That's what I was thinking. It didn't look like it was that much different, that you go ahead and get it.
Get it done.
Get it over
Yeah.
with, yeah.
Kind of thinking the same thing.
Sarah, how do you spell your last name?
DAHL.
That's what I assume. Thank you.
No, I think we need to make a motion on that or just a consensus.
Yeah, motion would be good,
Okay.
especially when we're dealing with government
Okay.
funding.
Make a motion, we approve using the 20-year loan through the state revolving fund.
Okay, I would second that.
Been moved and seconded to use the 20-year 20-year fund through the state revolving fund for the University Park wastewater project. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Nice. Commissioners, next you have Mr. Holman with an executive session.
Phyllis looking like she's getting around really well.
Yeah, doing better, taking some time.
Oh, I was, she's still in PT.
Okay.
I get a chance to get.
I think so.
Be to the track.
I'll have to stop in and see how she's.
Yeah, I know it's kind of rough there for a while for her.
I move the county
Yeah.
commission, including Chairman Ford, Vice Chairman McKinley, and Commissioner Foki, recess into executive session and potential litigation with Clancy Holman, County Councilor, and Brian Parker, Deputy County Councilor, attorneys for the commission, which we deem privileged in the attorney-client relationship. Rich Vargo, County Clerk, Elizabeth Ward, Human Resource Director, Brittany Phillips, Budget and Finance Officer will be present during a portion of the executive session to provide factual information.
I would second that.
It's been moved and seconded that the county commission move into executive session with including Chairman Ford, Vice Chairman McKinley, and Commissioner Foki recessing into executive session for potential litigation. The Clancy Holman County Councilor, Bryant Parker, Deputy County Councilor, attorneys for the commission, which would be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship, an exception to the Kansas Open Meetings Act, the open meeting to resume in the commission chamber at 10:20 a.m. Rich Fargo, Riley County Clerk, Elizabeth Ward, Human Resource Director, Brittany Phillips, Budget and Finance Officer, will also be present during a portion of the executive session for factual information. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
With that. I move the Board of County Commissioners come out of executive session.
I would second that.
Been moved and seconded at the board, cut out of executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
Move the record reflect no binding action was taken during the executive session.
I would second that.
Been moved and seconded that the record reflect no binding action was taken during the executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioner. Really good.
And that was the last item on this morning's agenda. Have a short meeting, I guess, but we'll make up for it somewhere along the road.
Oh, yeah.
Good thing with your travel you gotta do today.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it'll be all right. Yeah. I'll be interested to see how many people show up. It's a new meeting. It's kind of hard. I mean, I get it, so. Anyway. Okay, well, I don't have anything else.
I would make a motion to adjourn the September 16th meeting of the Board of Riley County Commissioners.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to adjourn the September 16th meeting of the Riley County Commission. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
That's that.
Everyone have a good rest of your week.
Be busy.
Huh?
It's gonna be busy.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
But I'm